Hi, this is John Hilbrands, and today I'm going to show you the best impact wrench out there. And this is a Harbor Freight impact wrench, and it's a corded model. So if you're like me, you had that issue where you couldn't get your lug nuts loose. And I searched all over to get the best one I could find, and after I bought the wrong one, this cordless model that has about 400 foot-pounds of loosening, I then searched the Reddit and I actually got the other one. So the Harbor Freight corded model has 1,000 foot-pounds of breakaway strength. But more than that, the corded model here is got a different use to it. Even the cordless models that are equal are about 2 pounds lighter. So if you've searched the internet on how to do it, you'll see that a lot of people are using a breaker bar. So a breaker bar, every foot increases your strength by that again. You have a 3-foot breaker bar. The first foot you may have 200 foot-pounds of pressure. The second foot you'd have about 400 foot-pounds, and by the third foot you'd have about 600 foot-pounds of pressure. That is, and then you can increase it if you have a bar. So this 2-foot bar might add another 800 to 1,000. So you may get up to 1,000 with this. But the problem with a breaker bar is that it does a downward pressure on the bolt. So when you put it on the bolt, you may do a little twist. And that twist is what breaks these bolts when you do it. So they're not quite the same as that spinning torque that you need of an impact wrench. So an impact wrench is less likely to break it, and Reddit loves that other one. So the first thing you do is you take this PB Blaster, which is the best nut loosener there is, and saturate each of these bolts at least 24 hours prior to doing it. Do it at the back of the bolt and all the way through to the front of the bolt. Let it soak for 24 hours, and that'll give you a better chance of breaking it. I prefer not to use this breaker bar, but I did try prior to buying the two different impact wrenches. And this one was about $100 with the battery pack, whereas the corded model right now is on Black Friday is $59, and but even its regular price is $79. But the PB Blaster and this particular impact wrench is really what's going to give you the strength to break them free. And this corded model is a beast. And that's why I'm going to say this is the best one you can get for breaking your bolts without damaging or breaking your nuts free without breaking your bolts. Everything's ready, and I've tried to get this loosened. So I'm going to just loosen one at a time and then retorque it so that I won't have to jack up the car. But I can do that because I have an 8-bolt pattern. If you have less bolts, you may have to do that. So we're going to make sure that you get, while you're at Harbor Freight, get a 6-point socket. So the advantage of a 6-point socket is that it'll have less points in it, so the flat parts will sit perfectly on the bolts, and you'll actually get you won't round your bolts as likely. And of course they're hardened so they can take the impact strength. Now with the PB Blaster, let's give it a shot. Pray that everything works. All right. And retighten it at the right torque, and then I'll move on to the next one. So I have it set for 130. So 130 is what they say an oiled lug should be, but these are 150 generally when they're dry. But that's for a big old van like this. If you're in a smaller car, it may only be 80. So definitely read your torque settings.
But that's basically it. Get the good gun and your answer will be solved. And all those people telling you to use a longer bar, where they're asking you to break some bolts. This has been John Hilbrands. I hope this helps you. Bye-bye.